from Madison Square Garden in New York City. ABC brings you live and in color the final and climactic game in this exciting NBA Championship Series. Tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers, a team continually frustrated in championship play, faced by their superstars Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor, meet the New York Knicks, seeking their first NBA championship with their hopes resting on the injured leg of their captain, Willis Reed. Here on New York's West Side, tonight it's a one-game showdown as New York and Los Angeles are tied after 6 games in their best-of-7 title series. Los Angeles hopes resting on a performance like that of Wednesday night in tying the series. New York hoping that Willis Reed will play and can be effective. At 6 p.m. New York time, the New York Knickerbocker captain took the floor for a preliminary warm-up. The first time he had shot the basketball since Monday when he was injured. He was watched carefully by Coach Red Holtzman, who in turn talked to ABC reporter Howard Cosell.
Fred, with Willis Reed working out in the background, how long will he play, and what do you suspect his measure of efficiency will be?
Howard, that's very hard to say. We're going to watch him warm up now, and then we'll watch him in the pregame warm-ups, and then we'll watch what...
Programs normally seen at this time will not be seen today, so that we may bring you the following special program from ABC Sports.
From the Milwaukee Arena in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, ABC Sports brings you live and in color NBA basketball. Today, the world champion New York Knicks with Willis Reed meet for the first time this season the Milwaukee Bucks with Lou Alcindor. NBA basketball is being brought to you by Allstate Insurance Companies. For insurance to protect your car, your home, your life, health, and business too. Talk to the good hands people. By the Shell Oil Company, makers of Super Shell, good mileage gasoline that goes a long way. By Firestone, the mileage specialist. You're on the right track with Firestone. And by the 1971 Opel, Buick Foreign economy car.
From the Forum in Inglewood, California, tonight ABC Sports brings you game number 5 of the NBA Championship Playoffs, with the Los Angeles Lakers leading in the series 3-1 over the New York Knickerbockers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Keith Jackson. I'll be calling the play for you tonight. And a question immediately comes to mind. This factor of injuries. How many championships in the National Basketball Association have swung on injuries? Let me give you some names of recent days where key men have been injured, and their injuries perhaps were the reason their teams are not playing tonight. 1, Oscar Robertson of the Milwaukee Bucks. His regularly scheduled programming will not be seen in order that we may bring you an exclusive ABC Sports special live from Chicago, the 23rd annual NBA All-Star Game.
Come on and take time out and pull up a smile. Slip into something you can enjoy. Sit back and do something nice for yourself. Sharing the feeling with somebody else. Time out for a while. You've got to take time out, get into the action while you're relaxing at home. Sit back and do something nice for yourself. Sharing the feeling with somebody else. Time out for the NBA Game of the Week.
Tonight from the Chicago Stadium in Chicago, Illinois, ABC Sports brings you the 23rd annual NBA All-Star Game. Tonight, the East All-Stars, with such names as Walt Frazier, John Havlicek, and Pete Maravich, Meet the best from the West with stars like Nate Archibald, Will Chamberlain, and Spencer Haywood. This ABC Sports Exclusive is brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealers.
Desperate to control Kareem, the Celtic coaching staff overnight devises a daring switch in their defensive strategy. Cowens will now receive help from a forward to double-team Jabbar, leaving Bucks forward Cornell Warner unguarded.
All of a sudden in the 7th game, I decided I would catch Larry Costello, not expecting a different defensive setup. And I double-teamed Jabbar, and I left Cornell Warner open. And I said, well, if we're going to get beat, Cornell Warner's going to win the MVP.
So I was to play in front of Kareem, and Dave was to play in back of him. And it worked perfectly. To change your whole defensive strategy for that one particular game is like unheard of.
Early in the 4th quarter, the Celtics run off 10 straight points and begin to put the game out of reach. The gamble pays off as Boston cruises to the championship, their first since the retirement of Bill Russell. The joyous Celtics do not notice as the great Oscar Robertson ends his glorious career in disappointment.
You are watching the most valuable player in the NBA, Buffalo's Bob McAdoo. Tonight, McAdoo challenges Washington. Elvin Hayes, the Big E, has scored 60 points in the last 2 playoff games as the Bullets have opened up a 2-1 edge on the Braves. Randy Smith is Buffalo's Greyhound. His legs make Jack Ramsey's fast break so lethal. When Smith got into foul trouble early in the last game, the Braves' attack sputtered and finally died altogether. Phil Chenier is Washington's little girl with the curls. When he's good, he's fantastic. When he's bad, he can't put the basketball in the ocean. Last time out, he was very, very good.
You'll see the best in basketball when you watch the NBA. When you watch the NBA on CBS.
Welcome to the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo and Game 4 of the Eastern Conference semifinal series between the Buffalo Braves and the Washington Bullets. Good evening, everyone. The NBA championship began with 2 games in the Boston Garden. The Celtics and Dave Cowens handled the Phoenix Suns with such ease that many experts thought the series would end in 4 games. The scene then shifted down to Phoenix, and in Game 3, it got extremely rough in the 2nd quarter. Ricky Sobers, number 40 of the Phoenix Suns, and Kevin Stakem, number 27 of the Boston Celtics, got into a vicious fistfight. Both players were ejected from the contest. After that, it was the Rookie of the Year, Alvin Adams, who took complete command as the amazing Suns scratched and clawed their way back into the playoffs. Then it was Game 4 on Wednesday night. Garfield Hurd, with an amazing second effort, put the Suns up by 2. He missed, went back up for the tap, and got it in. Then the Suns had an opportunity to salt it away. Keith Erickson with a miss. Celtics pull it down with 12 seconds to play. They don't want the timeout. They want to set up as quickly as possible. The play is already called. But the Suns have taken away the pass to Dave Cowens. The secondary man is JoJo White. Sobers with a good defensive play. And suddenly, the series is tied. And I think you can hear in the background the noise emanating from the Boston Garden, where the scene has shifted for Game 5 of this NBA championship. Hondo John Havlicek has just been introduced. He will start for the first time in the championship series. He will be at 1 forward along with Silas, Cowens, and of course the 2 guards. And good evening, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger along with Rick Barry. Inside, it's time for Game 4, and Julius Erving of Philadelphia says what the 76ers have to do.
Portland won on Sunday because they ran their fast break very effectively and got a lot of uncontested easy baskets. In order to win this evening, I think we have to stop them from running, and we also have to do a better job of rebounding and play better all-around defense to stop them from scoring 129 points again.
Bill Walton and the Trailblazers say they can do it again and even up this series for the NBA World Championship.
The NBA World Championship Series. Tonight's game is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
He's known as the Big E, Elvin Hayes of the Washington Bullets, and he's hitting better than 50% from the floor in this NBA Championship Series. And the young, talented center of the Seattle SuperSonics, Marvin Webster, is the leading rebounder, pulling down more than 13 a game. They'll be matched. It's Game 5.
The NBA on CBS. Tonight's championship game is sponsored by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer. The Continental Insurance Companies and their agents across America. And by all the new 1978 Chevrolets, now at your Chevy dealers everywhere.
From the Seattle Center Coliseum, it is Game 5 of the NBA Championship Series. The Washington Bullets against the Seattle SuperSonics. Good evening, everyone. I'm Brent Musburger, and I think you can hear the... You are looking at the beautiful skyline of Seattle, Washington. This scene being shot from the rooftop of the Kingdome. Come on inside the dome now. It's Seattle against Washington. Game 3 of the NBA World Championship Series, and 35,000 fans are on hand. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brent Musburger.